So I'm going to start out with Trump and his orders to all government employees. You have to get back to work. You have to go back in person. And I heard the resident liberal on Fox News today, Jessica, whatever her name is, or something like that. Anyway, nice lady. But she said, well, there are people who are government employees that work at home and they have elderly parents they take care of. What are you, then when are you working? If you're constantly having to, dare I say, wipe the rump of your dad all the time, which that does happen. But what? How does that have to do with your work? What are you bring? Why don't you bring your dad into work? You can care for him right there. We'll put a bed up here in the corner. What's wrong with you people? We got a bedpan for him. Here's another one. The illegal invasion, declaring an illegal invasion, and then putting the military down there. Oh, this one Wall Street Journal. They interviewed some professor of law. Well, judges and legal experts disagree whether mass undocumented immigration constitute invasion. So if they want to come here and just take jobs, and some of them are MS-13 or Tren de Agua or they're Chinese spies, but if most of them are just trying to steal American jobs, that's not an invasion. Look, I don't care why you're coming here. If you're invading, you're invading. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else do I have for you? Oh, this is great. Trump's policy, he says today there are two genders, male and female, and that's it. You know what that is? That's God's policy. Boom. On to the next one. Coast Guard. They Trump canned his the head of the Coast Guard for massive worship of DEI. And so that was very good. His first day, the golden age has just begun, as he said. He pardoned almost everybody convicted of the J6 crimes. And by the way, before you get angry, the leftists are getting angry about him pardoning J6ers, which I agree with almost all of them, not some of the ones that were violent or did some things. But here's what I want to say. Biden, in his last 5, 10, 15 minutes or so, commuted Leonard Peltier, a Native American terrorist who murdered two FBI agents. They were shot in a gunfight at a standoff, and he went and he shot and killed both FBI agents at point blank right in the head. This is who Biden pardoned, and the former FBI director Chris Wray wrote to Biden, knowing he was going to pardon him, and said, even though courts have repeatedly examined and exposed Peltier's claims as baseless, his sympathizers continue to wrongly promote him as a standard bearer for legitimate grievances about the U.S. government's historical mistreatment of Native Americans. But the facts cannot and must not be ignored. Peltier is a ruthless murderer who has shown a complete lack of remorse for his many crimes. Joe Biden, set him free. Now, the J6ers didn't murder anybody. Nobody was killed on that day except for Ashley Babbitt. The January 6 people didn't murder anybody, but Biden pardoned a double murder of FBI agents on the job. Sick, point blank range. Continuing on, the DOJ, Trump ordered DOJ not to enforce the TikTok ban for 75 more days. If he gets 51% ownership from us, maybe, but even then, the Chinese are still gonna have all the data. There's gotta maybe there's a way where I can be satiated, but I still am suspect. Declared a national emergency at the southern border. The commandant of U.S. Coast Guard was fired. Revoked the security clearances for all 51 former intelligence agents that lied and said Hunter Biden's laptop had all the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. Revoked. Yes, good. No more government promoting of DEI. We already do that. Israel. He has lifted officially today the 2,000 bombs being paused from Joe Biden because he doesn't want Israel to win. He doesn't want the Jews to succeed and protect their homeland. But Trump does immediately. 2,000 pound bombs, 2,000-pound bombs are coming ASAP. Secretary of State Marco Rubio sent a cable out to all of his staffers across the world and said the official position of the U.S. states is that the war in Ukraine, actually, he said this on CBS News this morning, the war in Ukraine must come to an end. But he also sent out a cable today to every single person, every single office across the world at our diplomatic offices saying, every dollar we spend, every program we fund, every policy we pursue must be justified with an answer of three simple questions. Does the action make America safer, stronger, and more prosperous? He also said stopping illegal immigration is one of the most consequential issues of our time, or the most consequential issue of our time. Effective immediately, this department will no longer undertake any activities that facilitate or encourage it. This era of mass migration must Also, he destroys DEI, says every bit of it must be destroyed. He didn't say it that word, but basically he did. In a 2023 report co-authored by Florida Representative Brian Mast, that Rubio and Mast did, Biden's ambassador to France, they reported, in line with Blinken's DEI policies, Antony Blinken, they had removed paintings of American founding era figures, replaced them with pictures of transgender activists, a violent protester, and a socialist leaders and communists in the name of diversity. Sick. Sick, sick, sick. What else? A couple other quick things here. You know how there's that lie is spreading that Elon Musk was doing a Nazi salute? Total BS. If you look at my Twitter feed at Chris Crock Show, ChrisKrok, at Chris Crock Show, you scroll down, you'll see like 50 million hysterical things where liberals and Democrats and all these people were look like they're doing the Heil Hitler sign. It's all a lie. The ADL, Anti Defamation League, who is really they've got. I'm not a fan of them. Most of us conservative types aren't, but even they said no, he's not a Nazi. He didn't do a Nazi thing. So grow up. Put your big boy pants on. Stop lying. India, Modi, Prime Minister Modi loves Trump. India just sparked a deal. They're going to help find and detain and deport 18,000 illegal Indians in America with Trump. And what else? That's it. Oh, Trump's borders are. Tom Holman says deportations have begun. Officers can now arrest illegals in churches and schools. And here's the driving point on that too. He says, "Oh, they say, what about Abuelita? Are you going to deport Abuelita?" And they said, "What about the spouses of these criminals you're deporting and such that they're going to hunt down and find in sanctuary cities?" He goes, "Look, sanctuary cities won't cooperate with us. So when we have to do the raids ourselves and go find them." And when we do, if their wife comes in contact with us, if they're there, other people are there that are illegal, we're taking them. They're gone. They're gone. And you can blame that on the sanctuary city people, is what he said. So it could happen, and that's good. It should happen. Until next time.